One of the most impressive things has been the growth of this industry in the last 10 years and the ability of General Galvanizing to be fabricated at the galvanizer and then assembled on site with very minimal touch-up or other assembly work on site. It's a very convenient way and a very low-cost way of building up a wind tower or a solar installation, so General Galvanizing lends itself very well to these, together with its durability and the toughness of the coating to be able to withstand being transported over these sorts of environments.
Wind and offshore wind in particular is a key part of energy policy going forward, and not just in the UK but really across Europe and increasingly worldwide. Perhaps engineering areas where there's a big kind of compound growth rate forecast and new markets opening up in Asia and in the US that really haven't started yet. UK leads the world on offshore wind, but in the UK alone we expect that over the next few years we might see around 1,000 turbines going into water, and each turbine has over 1,000 tonnes of steel counting the foundation. So obviously there's a lot of steel work going in the North Sea in a very harsh environment, and obviously corrosion protection, galvanizing has a key part to make sure that those components are out there and are functioning as intended for a very long time. A real mix of kind of where galvanizing and other protection technologies are used in the industry. Obviously the foundations themselves are very large steel structures. Within the turbine itself, of course, there's the usual range of components of brackets, cable trays, all the kind of smaller items, and of course a lot of protection around the turbine itself. Offshore wind is still a relatively new industry. I think we're doing things that we've very much learnt from oil and gas, but there is a lot of scope for innovation in terms of how we protect the structures, the components offshore, to really ensure that long life for offshore at sea.
We're seeing a very significant growth in the energy from waste sector, which is driven by a number of different factors. The cost of landfill, which is making it extremely expensive to dispose of waste. We're also seeing that this is helping the government to meet its renewable energy targets. The earliest energy from waste plants were basic forms of biomass type systems, whereas now there have been a development of further technologies such as anaerobic digestion and gas or pyrolysis type systems. Once we've got a good design, the next stage is to look at metallic protection. So that would be looking at the type of thickness of galvanized coating. And then for extremely aggressive environments, we might need to consider an additional paint coating on top of the galvanized layer, but this would really only be necessary in extremely aggressive environments. In the last 5 years, there have been 62 plants which are now listed as operational. But looking forward, there are another 85 plants which are at some stage between planning and completion, which should be fully operational by 2020.